online at planetradio.nim.com. Davey Alford on Planet Radio Huddersfield.
Hi there, that was Dunkelbunt there with Cinnamon Girl, and before that you heard Melissa with the News Bulletin. Dunkelbunt, also known as Ulf Lindman, is an Austrian DJ, composer and producer renowned for his eclectic taste in world music. He mixes traditional music from India, Africa, South America and Europe with modern beats in his live sets. He first came on my radar when he appeared on the Boomtown Fair lineup last year, and I was eager to check him out. After putting on a killer set, he has been booked again this year for the festival. He has a new album coming out in the next couple of months, and I can only imagine it will have the same vast array of musical influences. Now, at the beginning of the show, I asked you to write me your opinions on lying to strangers. I was saying about how I've got into a bit of a bad habit by telling white lies to strangers when I travel around the country on public transport. Now we've had several responses to this. Quite a few of you are going along with my white lying thing, saying Georgia Gallimore says I think lying can be funny if it's done in a jokey way, but obviously compulsive lying might be a bit of an old problem. Dulcie also says making me smile whilst I'm working in the library. I'm glad to hear that. I don't agree with lying. Makes me feel annoyed because I just don't understand it if it's serious in a mean way. But then if it's harmless, like to a stranger, I suppose it can be quite funny. She might try that one. And then she actually comments she's just lied. She's not working at all. And Sam Poundsbury, why not tell a few white lies, he says. Life can be pretty mundane for a lot of people, so it's a good way to make simple tasks a bit more fun. P.S. Also, I'm also a compulsive liar. Wouldn't change for a thing. But he also goes on to say that maybe that's a bit of a lie. Next up, we're gonna have a track by Squiff. It's a cover, or well, a rendition of the song "Man of Constant Sorrow," appearing in the film "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" It's a bit of a fun, upbeat track. Yeah, that was Squiff with "Man of Constant Sorrow" from the film "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" A brilliant film about three prisoners who break out of prison and get into a bit of a pickle afterwards. I first heard this version of the song in a beautiful bar at Beautiful Days Festival. I've loved it ever since because of its sheer uplifting vibe. Next up, we've got The Correspondence with Washington Square, and after that we'll be chatting a bit more about your opinions on lying. So keep tuned. So that was The Correspondence with Washington Square. It's been a big couple of years for The Correspondence, and they got swooped up after the summer of 2010 when the whole electro swing kind of scene came out of the festivals of that summer. And by 2011 they were on the main stage at Festival and have made it into the Independence highlights of the festival summers over 2011, so that's pretty big for them, and they're always ever keen not to be pigeonholed, so The Correspondence have gone on to create tracks across a wide range of genres and seem to be growing very artistically, really. And for those of you who are listening here in Huddersfield, The Correspondence will be playing as part of the Gentlemen of the Road one-day festival in Greenhead Park here in Huddersfield. Also playing are Mumford & Sons, Willie Mason and Nathaniel Wakefield. The concert will take place on the 2nd of June and is part of the Jubilee weekend. Tickets are just $49.50 for the whole day's worth of music. So if you like that tune, that might be worth checking out, to be honest. Now back onto the nature of lying and your opinions on what I've said about how I like to kind of lie on public transport to strangers, just to kind of just a bit more excitement, isn't it, on the bus journey home. Now Amy Hickman says her favourite kind of lying is when it's not so much outright lying, but trying to convince people to go along with a scenario. She says like at Glastonbury, her and her friends made the game of pretending that they hadn't seen a stranger in years, and they were their long-lost friends, ending up in a whirlwind night that ended up on top of a tower watching the sunrise over the festival with a group of lovely people, including one lady who had in turn tried to convince them that her name was John. Nothing about what she told each other, nothing about what we told each other ourselves was true, but they had such a lovely time. So there's sometimes there's nothing wrong with distorting reality, as it were. That's what Amy Hickman thinks. And I've just been handed a piece of paper here for saying that Joanna Brass says, well, Davey, a few white lies can be fun. Thinking of the most bizarre life and then seeing their response can be pretty amusing. So more people than I thought of you guys agreed with actually kind of, saying, telling a few white lies is harmless, a bit of fun, and nothing can really come wrong with it. So I was quite surprised about that. Anyone disagree? Anyone thinks that I'm a complete dishonest person for just trying to lie to people just to see and get away with it? Keep your comments coming in. Next up we have I was going to play a track from Kenneth Badger, The Sound of Swing, but it's a few technical difficulties isn't allowing me to do that. So instead I've got a track from a relatively new band called They Say Jump. They're coming from London. They're all parts of different bands themselves as well. And this is a song of their first EP called Don't Tell Me About Your Boyfriend. So see if you check this one out. It's got a bit of a almost Latino vibe.
On Facebook at facebook.com/Planet Radio Huddersfield. On Twitter at Planet Huds and at News Planet Radio. Planet Radio Huddersfield.
That was Don't Tell Me About Your Boyfriend by They Say Jump. Now we're pretty much getting to the end of the day here at Planet Radio Huddersfield. Would like to thank you all for listening throughout the day. If you like these tunes you heard with me, Davey Alford, then don't forget to tune in again on Friday. Where I'll be playing more funky tunes from across the world. I'll be playing some straight reggae dub for Mungo's Hi-Fi and Pat Freddy's Drop. I'll try and get that Kenneth Badger track up on a Friday as well. Our band Speed Caravans take on the classic Chemical Brothers track Galvanise, and Norwegian band Katzenjammer, which I've just found out this week. They appeared on the Beautiful Days lineup, so thought I'd check them out and play them for you. That's at 3 p.m. on Friday here on Planet Radio Huddersfield. And in the meantime, don't forget to tune in from 10 a.m. every day for a whole heap more programmes. I'm going to leave you here with Power of Stella and the first single from his newest album, The Princess. It's going to be a massive summer for Power Stella after selling out Coco in Camden with no flyers, posters or advertising in just under a fortnight. That's a pretty big deal. On 31st of May, Power is bringing his full band to perform in London for the very first time ever. He's been going for about 10 years now, but it's the first time he's come to London with his whole band. And this is as part of the White Mink Black Cotton Electro Swing Night. So let's to play you out is Power of Stella with Jimmy's Gang.
Thank you for listening to this Planet Radio podcast. For more podcasts and information about Planet Radio, go to planetradio.ning.com.